Now students, on page number 61 of your NCERT book, two questions are given, that is blue box question. First question is, how do substances like CO2 and water move in and out of the cell? So yesterday we have discussed two processes, diffusion and osmosis. So gases like CO2 or O2 moves in and out of the cell simply by diffusion process, while water does it through osmosis. You can also explain that diffusion or osmosis in it. Then second question is, why is the plasma membrane called a selectively permeable membrane? It permits the entry of gases through diffusion, but plasma membrane is impermeable to other substances. Impermeable means it doesn't allow, such as ions, sugar, amino acids, etc. Therefore, plasma membrane is called a selectively permeable membrane, means it allows only certain materials to pass through it, but doesn't allow some materials such as iron, sugars, etc. to pass through it. That's why it is selectively permeable membrane. Now up to that question answers, this syllabus comes in the unit test. As we are doing the components of the cell, we have completed with the first component, that is plasma membrane or cell membrane. Now second component of the cell is nucleus. Now what is a nucleus? It has a double layered covering called nuclear membrane. Nucleus is a spherical structure. It has double layer covering, means its outer covering is made up of two layers. We call it as nuclear membrane because this membrane surrounding the nuclear material, so it is nuclear membrane. Then nuclear membrane has pores which allow the transfer of materials from inside the nucleus to its outside or cytoplasm. Means that nucleus is present inside the cell, then outside it membrane, nuclear membrane is having small pores. You can see in that picture also nuclear pore is mentioned here. So these are the small pores through which it allows transfer of certain materials from inside the nucleus to outside. Then it contains chromosomes. See these thread-like structures which are visible, and they becomes rod shaped structure only when the cell is about to divide. When the cell goes through the division, then these thread like structures will become as rod shaped. Chromosomes contain information for inheritance of features from parents to the next generation in the form of DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid molecules. Then these thread like structures will form in the rod-shaped structures. These rod-shaped structures we call them as chromosomes, which ultimately contain the informations. That information is inherited, which we inherited from our parents, or that will pass on from parents to the next generation in the form of DNA. That or the full form of DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. Now third component of the cell is cytoplasm. It is the fluid content inside the plasma membrane, that is inside the plasma membrane and outside the nuclear membrane. Some liquid material is present. That fluid or liquid material is known as cytoplasm. It also contains many specialized cell organelles which perform specific function for the cell. It also contains some specific structures. We call them as cell organelles which are having their specific function. What are these cell organelles? These cell organelles are the specific structures which are having or performing specific function inside the cell. Also, these cell organelles are enclosed by the membrane. Every cell organelle is having its own membrane. one basic difference in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. In prokaryotes, these membrane-bound cell organelles are absent, but in eukaryotes, these membrane-bound cell organelles are present. In your chapter, we have to study following these cell organelles: endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, lysosomes, mitochondria, plastids and vacuoles. A little bit of all you have studied in your 8th class also. First cell organelle is endoplasmic reticulum. In short, we call it as ER. So it is a large network of membrane-bound tubes or sheets. It extends through the cytoplasm. It is again of two types: rough endoplasmic reticulum, we call it as RER, and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, we call it as SER. It is rough due to the presence of ribosomes on its surfaces. That's why we call it as rough endoplasmic reticulum. Then it serves as the channels for the transport of materials between various regions of the cytoplasm or between the cytoplasm and the nucleus. So it is basically for the transport of materials. Then its function is as a cytoplasmic framework, providing a surface for biochemical activities. So various biochemical activities are going inside the cell. So it basically provides a framework so that the materials can transport from one place to another. The ribosomes, which are present on the surface of the endoplasmic reticulum, are the sites of protein manufacture. The manufactured proteins are then sent to the various places in the cell depending on the need. Then the smooth endoplasmic reticulum helps in the manufacture of fat molecules or lipids, which is important for the cell function. So these are the functions of the two types of endoplasmic reticulum. Some of these proteins and lipid help in building the cell membrane. This process is known as membrane biogenesis. In the next slide, it is of Golgi apparatus. It is the another cell organelle which is also present in the cell. It was first discovered by Camillo Golgi. It consists of a system of membrane-bound vesicles arranged parallel to each other in stacks called cisterns, or a singular we call it as cisternae. See in the structure, these layer-like structures are known as cisternae, and the space between that cisternae is lumen. So these layers are arranging stack over stack. Then the material synthesized near the ER. Actually, this Golgi body resides beside the ER. So the materials which are synthesized by the ER is packaged and dispatched to various targets inside and outside the cell through the Golgi apparatus. So first nucleus is there in the center of the cell. After that, besides the nucleus there is ER present, endoplasmic reticulum, and after that these Golgi bodies are there. So it is a network like structure which are transporting the materials from one place to another according to the need of the cell. Then its function, which is basically function is storage, modification and packaging of products in vesicles. Vesicles are these spherical structures. So the transporting materials moves in the form of these vesicles. It also involved in the formation of lysosomes. The another organelle which we study is lysosome. So basically Golgi apparatus is involved in the formation of lysosomes.